What is going on, guys? 717 Productions here, back with another top 10 list for y'all today. And I'm taking a little break from the best moments list so I can discuss, my discuss some best characters lists. As I thought I was actually doing that for a bit. And for first one, since I've done a lot of videos already on Cobra Kai, I figured, why not do one on Cobra Kai and the Karate Kid franchise in general. So I'm going through all the movies and also the TV Cobra Kai itself, and talk about what I think are my opinion the best characters from that show, which is definitely not easy to do because there are a lot of incredible characters in that show. I debated a lot with, especially my number 8 or 10, I definitely debated. Any of the characters when I mentioned could have made that list, and I had to make some very tough choices, but in the end, I do hope you'll enjoy that list, and definitely let me know your favorites, down below in the comment section. What if anyone's from this franchise in general. So let's get to the list. Before we get to the list, let's get into the honorable mentions. And the honorable mentions are Carmen, Ranker, Jessica, Kenny, Kimiko, Robbie, Samantha, Mike Barnes, Eli, and Dimitri. Again, it pained me not to leave, especially Sam off the list. Again, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy, guys, but it's just how it goes in these lists, but I still hope you all enjoy this on the list. Let me know your favorites down below in the comment section. Be sure to hit the like subscribe button if you haven't already. So let's get to the list, shall we? Kicking off the list at number 10 is Tori Nichols. Yes, I have Tori kicking off at number 10. Someone that, again, definitely does seem like the most unlikable and unstable character, especially how she treats Sam for season 2 especially. Actually, she's definitely kind of that honestly, the more she goes along, the better she gets. The more interesting and likable she gets, especially when you learn more about her backstory and who she is and what she has been through, as well as also excuse her ashes. I mean, she saw like a whole big fight in season 2. You can at least understand where she's coming from. And in season 4 is when she becomes a lot more sympathetic and likable, especially with her mom and what she's going to do with that, and her life in general, and her unexpected relationship with Amanda makes us see like, oh yeah, maybe I shouldn't be this bitchy person. Especially with season 5 and even a little bit towards season 6, at least in the first part so far. She's definitely a very dynamic character and painless. Like, man, I've seen this actress in Jessie, in the show Jessie, but she can be an incredible actress and she has some incredible range. So yeah, definitely not the most loud character in the world, but again, her conflicts and her dynamics throughout characters and Bailey's performances definitely elevates Tori to number 10. Now at number 9, we have Allie Mills from both the original movie and from Cobra Kai Season 3. And truly, her whole time Cobra Season 3 is probably why she is on this list. Not that she is not a bad character, she definitely was a likable character and a great presence, most of the things to Elizabeth Shue's performance. That's why she ended up kind of breaking out Daniel in part 2 and it was never properly explained. Until now in Season 3. Again, her 2 episodes in that season were just fantastic. Not only seeing Elizabeth Shue back by this character again, and seeing her interact with Johnny and interact with Daniel again after everything, like, it is incredible to watch. You know, watch again, seeing her kind of make fun of a lot of her conflicts, like another character we'll get into in a little bit. Seeing the reason why Daniel broke up with her, and just the clarity on everything, and her personality really shining through, like, it's just so much fun to watch. Again, those 2 episodes alone is what put Allie on this list. Now, number 8, we have John Kreese. Kreese. And another very emotional character is you really never know what to expect with John Kreese. As you know, despite everything he's been through, how he treated Johnny and everything, you know that deep down he still does care about Johnny. You know, he has a weird, funny way of showing it. I mean, it's kind of especially relevant in the first part of season 6, and especially season 5, and some parts of season 4. But you have to. Bamon plays his character to perfection, and a character that has obviously been through a lot, especially in Vietnam, relationship with Terry Silver. And he has a great appearance, he's very shocking, he also appears with Terry Silver, and you get some badass moments with him as a character. And showing that he isn't afraid to scare, but it kind of stumps out a little bit, and his whole prison arc is interesting, and what you went through season 6 is pretty interesting. So we'll see how it's going to end for Kreese, but I'm definitely very curious, that's for sure. But yeah, he's definitely a range character, but one that I always enjoyed. Speaking of which, number 7, we have Chosen. Chosen, who basically is Daniel's rival from the Karate Kid Part 2, who, in order with a fun character in that episode, and he ends up having an appearance in Season 3 of Cobra Kai. And Daniel has only fun moments, but he ends up becoming a very prevalent character in Season 5, and he is hilarious. And he does some pretty strange stuff, actually, when he beats up, Mike Barnes' office workers and at the time Mike Barnes in general, but he has some pretty hilarious moments. There's some nice back and forth, especially with Daniel. Even with Johnny in general, he has great back and forths. I couldn't have to fight him, but he plays it incredibly well, and his fight scenes in general are great. So yeah, Children just makes me smile, and he's also a very complex character at the same time, especially when he finds relationship with how he feels about Kimiko and everything. So it makes you really care about what Children's by some of the stuff that he does do. Now at number 6, you character that always stands out to me, honestly, and that is Amanda LaRusso, Daniel LaRusso's wife. And what I love so much about Amanda LaRusso is that she's one of the only characters on the show that really is like, oh wait, and she's like, yeah, this is stupid, this is idiotic, you guys are acting like children. This whole conflict's ridiculous. Like, she really sees the bullshit and everything, and she just doesn't afraid to let everyone know that. That's what I always love about Amanda LaRusso. She also has great character moments in general, especially in Season 4, especially with Tori. But she's the one who isn't afraid to put all the bullshit in people and just let people know how she feels, and especially with the whole ridiculousness of everything going on. Like, she just lets everyone know straight up, and that's what makes her so hilarious as a character. Now at number 5, kicking the top 5, of course, we got Mr. Miyagi himself. Of course, I had to include Mr. Miyagi on this list, as his presence is actually still well known in the franchise, even after the actor passed away. But rest in peace. But he definitely was a great presence in the first movie, where he teaches Dan about everything else going on, the whole wax off, and of course, there's no bad student, only bad teacher. And his relationship with Dan is just so wholesome, it's so touching, especially in the first 3 movies, and even in Next Karate Kid, he's still a great presence. He's probably the only one of the only good parts in that movie, I'm being honest. And then, of course, he passed away, so they ended up having to pass away in the show, but he still has character that is referenced throughout the entire show. You tell Daniel's still dealing with the loss and still not sure how he's still dealing and reeling with the loss of his mentor. Again, he is referenced throughout the show. He's in reference in the latest season, but he was even referenced in the latest season. Finds out he kind of had been a criminal a little bit before he met Daniel, which obviously thankfully does not really ruin his character, as I'm sure there's a lot of explanation on that, and I'm sure that's something that's going to play a big part in the rest of the season. I'm sure that's going to play a later part in the other parts of Cobra Kai, so we'll see how that goes. But Miyagi is just a present character, which it's just a very likable mentor figure, where Pat won't be the reason why the character is just so pure and likable. Number 4 on this list, we get to one of the main characters of the show, and that is Miguel Diaz. Basically, of course, the trainee from Johnny Lawrence that was got Johnny Lawrence back into being Cobra Kai, to join Cobra Kai in general. And Miguel is just a pure likable character. Goes through a lot of conflict, a lot of back and forth throughout the season. And a lot of times you really do feel for the character, but sometimes you just bounce off himself, especially how he treats Sam in Season 1, at least towards the end. But he still just goes through a lot with his family and his life throughout the season. His relationship with Johnny is pretty wholesome. His relationship with Cass is pretty great. It's really relationship he has with Johnny, though, and that's what elevates him as a character. As Johnny tries to teach him towards the right path, and not like no mercy and everything. And of course, how he does that ends up causing him to bring his belt. But again, every moment they have is always so wholesome and so just caring and just a big grin on your face. Whenever they're on screen, they have just great wholesome moments with each other, and just great back and forth, and still relevant, especially nowadays, honestly. And I have a relationship that's still greatly intact. So Miguel his one that is very good play goes through a lot of stuff for the season, and I feel like he does grow a lot, which makes his character very likable and just, he's just a fun character in general. Now we're in the top 3 people, and actually number 3, we actually have Daniel LaRusso. Daniel LaRusso, the number in the top 2? If you get the top 2, listen, maybe you'll see why. But yeah, Daniel LaRusso, the Karate Kid himself. Like, oh my god, the actual Karate Kid did not make the actual, not number 2, not number 1? And there really isn't a reason, it's just I probably destroyed the kids a little more, that's really just it. But I still love Daniel LaRusso. Again, someone who basically is just a very likable person, even though it is he's trying to make a theory of him being like the actual villain in the original movie. And he lives with Daniel, and when he goes through part 2 and part 3, and then seeing him actually own a dealership, and when he goes through, and seeing Johnny ride Cobra Kai, sets a little off in him, and he tries to embody his whole karate stuff in general, which leaves him to make some pretty terrible mistakes, especially season 2 and later seasons. And proves that Daniel still has that crazy hot-headed aspect to him, but it makes his character still very compelling despite his terrible actions and his terrible behavior at times. Prove that Daniel is not like the perfect character that he is. He's not like the perfect character, not the perfect like protagonist. He's not like perfect at all, honestly. He still has that hard-headedness that even was hinted in the original Karate Kid, but it definitely was a lot more hinted in part 2 and part 3, and still prevalent here. In spite of all that, Daniel Russo is still like a great character. Most of the character around matches performance. It makes sense. He goes through a lot of great arcs and great compelling aspects of the season. He's still relevant about the past, not letting go some aspects. Hell, Terry Silver tried to apologize to him and tried to do it very reasonably, but that kind of what said Terry Silver kind of off the path of being back to his methodical self. And it's crazy that all this shit started because, you know, Daniel and Daniel, two old freaking men, couldn't let certain things go. Like, that is fucking insane, if you really think about it. But yeah, obviously, he's still the Karate Kid. He's still a great character. He still has great moments, honestly. There's not really much negative I can say about Daniel, honestly. I still love Daniel, honestly. And number 2, we get the character I actually just mentioned, and that is Terry Silver. Oh my god, Terry freaking Silver! What was a villain in the Karate Kid Part 3? Someone who was probably one of the most over-the-top villains ever, but it's really was the performance of Thomas Ian Griffin that really just made his character just so fun to watch. And then he ends up doing it again in season 4 of Cobra Kai. And I actually really like how they portrayed Terry Silver, someone who initially refuses to join Concrete and everything, and what he went through, not wanting to experience what he went through again. But yet the visions of his past just haunt him so much, and he ends up doing so, but trying to do it in a more civilized and not like methodical way, not wanting to repeat the past. Hell, like stuff before, he even tried to apologize to Daniel about his actions. Like he's just like, hey, I'm sorry, I feel ashamed about what I've done. But just like, bullshit, fucking bullshit, I don't care what you do. It's like, and now it's kind of what set Terry Silver off the path, and to why he come back to the dynamic character that he was in. And at the end of the season, where he ends up obviously getting John Kreese arrested and framed, and of course he ends up going for a big run in season 5. And I know what else we're going to do with Terry Silver in the rest of season 6, but man, I really loved it. I really loved the arc and how they portrayed him. Someone who, well, he's still a bit over top and not the way he still feels more real and more interesting, and just can't imagine what he's going to do next. Kind of similar to what I about John Kreese, and never know what the character's going to do next, but it makes the character still compelling and interesting. One of the, probably my opinion, the best, I'm saying the best kind of antagonist that we have gotten in this franchise. He's just a fucking badass too, so that's also. But now we get to what I think is the best character in the Karate Kid franchise, and I have not mentioned the character yet, but I'm actually gonna go with Johnny Lawrence. Because Johnny Lawrence is number 1. Johnny freaking Lawrence is number 1. And it's crazy because, again, as much as we love the original Karate Kid, I don't think Johnny was probably the most compelling villain in the world, wasn't the most compelling character. So it's really when they decided to make this series, decided to bring him back, but it's they decided to make Johnny the main character this time around. And I like how they actually play with that and make Johnny actually, despite his actions, feel like a very sympathetic character. I think a lot of that thanks to William Zabka's great performance. And the arc that Johnny goes through throughout the season, and how he tries to control his hot-headedness, how he tries to control his actions and everything, just makes him feel so compelling as a character. You just can't help but appreciate him and actually want him to succeed, actually. Especially when he, most of the time, the answer hasn't done any wrong. He just tries to give his karate stuff a background. And really, most of the stuff that happens in the season, mostly because of the fact that Daniel is just a hothead and just can't let certain things go. And well, Johnny's not guilty of that either, but he does it try in a more reasonable way. Like a lot of times he doesn't try to give him much connotations, he tries to teach him more respect. Like, you really do feel for Johnny in a lot of scenes in the show. And I looked at trying to make a main character and try to expand the fact that, and I think also the first thing to try to put in the fact that, yeah, they, like I said, there's always this theory that Daniel was actually was the bad guy in Karate Kid original, and they kind of say that kind of played a little on that, but they don't do it in a way that ruins the original. And of course, we still interact with the other kids in the past, like, like Allie and everything, and seeing how much he has grown, how much he has fixed his life since then. He has good relationship with Carmen, and with having a kid. When they actually end up having a kid, and what he's going through, how much he has grown. While he still has that kind of high-headedness and that kind of like stubbornness to him. It's not unlikable stubbornness, honestly. I mean, he can go a little overboard at times, but it's not too overboard. But you still do appreciate Johnny and what he goes through, and he has probably one of the most compelling arcs in any TV show I've ever seen. So I'm definitely excited to see how they're actually going to end Johnny as a character, how they're going to end his storyline. And honestly, I have all the faith in the world they're going to do it in a very satisfying way. So yeah, my opinion, Johnny Lawrence is the best character in the Karate Kid franchise. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed me discussing my top 10 favorite characters from the Karate Kid franchise. I would love to know down in the comment section, what are your favorite characters from this franchise? What characters did you enjoy from this series? I would love to know down in the comment section. Again, I did do a series of videos where I talk about my favorite ones every season of Cobra Kai. You can actually those videos out if you haven't. And let me know if there's any like Cobra Kai like content you want me to down below. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Let me know all. Be sure to follow all my social media and look at my customs all down below in the description. I'm Sam One World, Sam One Productions. I will see you next time as always. Stay cool, little bit. Peace.